Welcome to What's the Hook podcast. I'm Baleka Wisa with
Keenan Baker
and
Huckabera.
On today's episode, we are with a special guest, Brittany Angela from the Bronx, New York, talented actress. Brittany.
Hi.
Okay, she says hi. And today we're going to talk about dating in New York versus dating in LA, being a Black Latina or Latino, and do materialistic things fulfill you? So I guess we should start with, since we have our special guest, Brittany Angela. How is it dating in New York versus dating in LA?
So, I mean, I was in LA and in New York at different times in my life. I was in New York my whole life and through my 20s. And then I decided to move to LA in my late 20s to 30s. So, I mean, both cities are very, very difficult to meet anyone. No one wants to settle down. I feel like in New York, you have a better chance of dating somebody for maybe 3 months, whereas LA, it's more like three dates because guys.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel like they don't.
You're not union? Okay.
Also, too, I feel like because of like the driving here, guys
So funny.
are like a little lazy. Like I'll be like, "Oh, what part of town are you in?" And they'll be like, "Oh, Santa Monica." And then, "Oh, we should meet up for coffee." And they usually pick a coffee place right next to where they live.
That's
And I'm
hilarious.
That
like-
sounds correct.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Gas expensive, traffic.
Yeah.
Yes,
and then I have to drive and do all the work.
Well,
And-
at that point, are they paying?
Good question.
No.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, you'd be very surprised.
You're dating U5 actors then,
Yeah. Yeah. No, they're not actors. I try and stay away from like actors.
Why is that?
Why?
Yes.
Oh, because I'm an actress and
So
it's a little
two actors in the
too-
house, just not gonna work.
yeah.
Being
Whole
so,
relationship's the
so
same.
dramatic.
Yeah. I don't think
Everybody's so
I've never I mean I briefly dated some actors, but never like a real relationship.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it's
I don't know if I
it's
could.
an acting relationship.
Yeah. It's too hard too because I feel I am very happy for anyone's success and I feel good when people are doing well.
Mm-hmm.
But certain people get insecure if you're doing better in your career. It's hard to date
yeah.
somebody in the industry because if you're doing well, then it could cause problems in your relationship because the other
Very true.
person
Right.
could be upset or feel insecure. I know I dated people that were not in the industry and they still felt insecure that I was booking roles and like
Wow.
having things to do. And they're like, what about me? And I'm like, do you? Like, I'm not holding you back. But because I had such a strong sense of purpose with what I'm supposed to do in
Right.
this life and they didn't, it really affected my past relationships.
Was that happening more out here or in New York also?
Right.
Because I know were you acting in New York also?
Yeah. I've been acting for 9 years. And yeah, in New York, it happened in New York. And I feel like it was worse out here. But that's because every person I ever met out here, I never had any serious relationships since I've been out here. I dated briefly, maybe like 2 people, and before that, all I've done is just gone on dates with people, and it usually never goes past like the second or third date.
Because it's funny, like everybody always says how hard it is to date in LA. Where and well, I think it's not even just LA and New York anymore. I think it's this era.
Yeah,
We have to
no,
re- we
it's
have-
so true.
We have to realize that we live in
Technology and everything.
we live in a whole different era when it comes
That's
to
crazy.
dating. We don't live in an era where it's like I have to get to know you. I don't have to. Your bio tells me what you are.
Right.
Oh my.
Oh, you don't like
goodness.
sushi? I can't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey,
So
so
it's
that's
like-
crazy.
So it's like,
Yeah.
you know, we live in an era where like I can look at your bio and be like, you know, I'd either sleep with her or I'll actually seriously date her, or vice versa,
Yeah.
right? So you can look at that out the gate and be like, you
Right.
know. And if she's talking about the mileage thing, I mean, it make like before technology came along like this with dating apps, nigga, I was driving 2 hours, you know, well, to go get some or to go date somebody, or whatever. I would drive far. Now, to go get somewhere, not to go date. But like
that's some strong vagina if you're going 2 out. Just
well,
just
well,
I'm just gonna
at a
put that
certain
out.
time when
Thanks,
you're
Huck.
young, you just like, I'm just trying to get out here and smash. But like nowadays, it's like, you know, a lot of these dating apps, and I think this is where, I'll tell you how a lot of men probably look at these dating apps. If that's where are you meeting guys on dating apps? So that's how you meeting guys.
What's your number one?
Yeah.
I'm not. I was on dating apps for maybe like a year. Of my
Which
life.
ones? Which ones?
Every single one. I was on
There's one star with a T.
Match.com. I was on
Tinder.
eHarmony. I was on.
Christian
I was
Mingle?
on Tinder when I was in my 20s.
Christian
Tinder-
I
wait.
was on Christian Mingle. Yes.
Tinder was
I-
around that long?
Tinder was around for a minute.
Oh,
Tinder
yeah.
used to
How
be.
old do you think I am?
First of all,
Tinder was around that
Tinder
long.
was. And that's what I'll get into that. Were you on
It
also on?
was with the dinosaurs.
Were you also on Soul Swipe?
No.
Oh, that's the black Tinder.
Oh,
Yeah, Soul Swipe is the black Tinder. That's what you.
Soul
I don't
Swipe.
I
That's
don't
like Black Planet.
Tinder. I didn't like Tinder. I liked Tinder when I was in my 20s because I met a lot of people and I wasn't looking for anything serious.
this will tell you how old you are. Do you know about Black Planet?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Okay, you're not old. Okay, there we go.
No, Black Panther, but she's probably around our age, between what, late 20s, 30s, something like that. That's
Yeah.
Black
So
Planet.
wait,
That's
how
Black
old are
Planet.
you?
Well, we can ask women that.
We're
She's
that
in her age.
I'm one of those.
how old do I look?
I'm one of those people like Huck, man. I don't just like. I'll be like, just say it.
Yeah,
'Cause,
yeah.
Like, I'm like, it don't matter. Like, we ain't judging nobody.
Nah,
But
didn't-
I think you look like. You want to know what we think you look like?
Yeah.
I say
Yeah,
between 27 to
Okay.
30.
About
Okay.
28.
28. I'm gonna give you 29.
Okay, let's keep it in the 20s.
You didn't catch her earlier when she said her into her 30s.
So who's the
that's whole thing.
closest?
I said 27 to 30, so I'm probably the closest.
Your range?
I have my range.
Yeah, that's the closest. Yeah, I'm 33.
Oh yeah, we're the same. We're
I was-
the same age, pretty much.
See,
Yeah.
We're all 30. I'm
I mean,
33.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care how old I am. I think
See, that's
it's how
mature.
you
That's a
feel.
mature
Boom.
person.
Yeah,
How
Yeah.
you
it's how you
feel.
feel.
It doesn't matter. Like people out here changing their diets, looking mad young out here, and
Right.
they 45. So it don't matter. It's
Oh,
like if
right.
you feel 25, yo man. It's how
Do
you
you-
feel. I agree.
Brittany, do you feel like LA men are more aggressive or New York men?
No, I don't think they're as aggressive, and because they're not aggressive, me personally, and this is just me, because
Uh-huh.
women want different things. I want like an alpha male. I
Oh my
want him
goodness.
to take control. I want him to be the man. I don't care about that gender role thing. No, I want him to be the man and like. Yeah, like take control. Like if we're gonna go out to eat, order for me. Go ahead.
Whoa!
I
Whoa!
Yeah, I don't mind. I like that because I want him to take control.
That's just a weird thing to me. Because
Wow.
if I order something that you necessarily don't like, you don't eat that shit, I'm gonna be heated.
Well, here's the
so
thing.
it's like-
so it's with
I'm gonna
some-
order something
I'll
that just in case you don't eat it.
I'm gonna eat after.
I'm
gonna
eating.
eat
I'm
yeah,
eating.
yeah.
well,
mine
I
now.
mean,
Yeah.
with someone you know, some like at that point, maybe you have.
Oh, okay.
So
have
on
an
a first
idea
on a
of,
first on a first date, you don't want a guy ordering for you.
I mean, if he feels it's happened before, and if he feels
Really?
strongly enough,
That's
Yeah.
that's always
I'm
been so
not
weird
picky,
to me.
though.
Yeah.
I'm not picky. I'm I'm not there for the
Well, that- see-
food. I'm there to get to know the person. I don't care where we are, what we order. I just want to get to know them.
That's like a good icebreaker. Like, let me see how you think. Let me see how you approach things. Like, you know,
Yeah.
what you think about me with food.
Yeah, but okay. So to go to what she's saying, and I think this is why dating is tough anywhere now, not just in LA,
Mhm.
but
You're
but
right.
I guess especially LA,
Yeah.
right? We're living in an era where that shit is dying or dead.
What,
know
getting
I'm
to know
saying?
somebody?
Well, no. Like the whole thing she's saying for her specifically, she wants a
Alpha
guy it seems like that's kind of like a little bit more old school.
Yeah, I'm looking for something more traditional.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And tradition is dying because,
Mhm.
I've always said this too. When people are like, I want somebody like old school. I'm like, be careful what you say old school. Back in the day, niggas used to just slap a chick because it was Tuesday.
Right.
You gotta be careful when you say
Right,
you want
right,
an old
right.
school
You want
type
the
of
good
person.
of old school or all good old school?
Oh, yeah, exactly. So it's like, I always say this, like you say, if you see like somebody that knows yourself, so you know the certain things that you want.
Mm.
But in this I feel like in this new era, things are changing, and especially with a lot more women that are speaking up.
Right.
Even the guys are
yeah.
kind of like, it's kind of a confusion
Well,
right now
No,
Yo, that's
because
real.
about what you want out of a man.
honestly, like I can tell when I go on dates, and the reason why it doesn't go any further than like 1 or 2 dates is because I know the guy
Uh-huh.
is rushing just to the sex part. And don't get me wrong, I want to have sex too.
That's great.
But I want you to get to know me. I want you to want to see me for me. I mean, yes, I want that too, but I don't want it just to be about that. And when it is about that, because I have like gone that route, and that's it. They're done. I have a very close friend of mine that she waited with this one guy. He was pursuing her, and she kept wanting to wait to sleep with him, and she finally slept with him. And then he stopped talking to her. And she was heartbroken. This man took me out to dinner with her because we're very good friends, and he wanted to make an impression.
Yeah.
He was such a charmer. And then he pulled that, and I was shocked. I
Such an
was
old school
really,
word.
really
Charmer.
shocked.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna give you a little bit of insight.
Tell it, Keenan.
It like there should never be that 90-day rule shit and
I
all
don't.
this stuff.
I don't
Well-
believe in that. I
well,
think
what I-
whatever that chemistry. Like I don't. If I'm vibing with someone, I'm not gonna be like, oh well, I can't sleep with you. No, like if
Right.
I'm vibing with someone, I'll see where it goes. But if it's not there, and I feel like they're kind of being creepy,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm like, no, dude.
What
You
I
know?
was gonna say is that because for your friend, it seems like she thought waiting would make a guy waiting to get to know a guy was going to like pretty much be like, okay,
Well, she was friends with him. They worked together because she's in music and he's in music, and and they've known each other for years. He's done a lot of like her music, and she waited because it was different. She didn't want to mess it up because
there's nothing she can mess up. Like
Right.
this is what I'm gonna tell you. I just
Yeah.
want to be 100% honest. From most guys' perspective, and you're probably gonna hear me say this a lot on different episodes. A lot of times, like a guy, it's like kind of like the friend zone, and a guy you might see with potential. We had the same zones, but we got a smash zone and a wifey zone type thing.
Right.
It don't matter how long I've known you for. You might be in the smash category. So that's all I want to have. That's all I want to
Right.
do is have
Right.
sex with you. You can make me wait a year.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And I can smash
Yeah.
you and then never talk to you again.
Right. It doesn't
'Cause,
matter
like,
how long
'cause
you're in
especially
that
if he has
lane.
other options. He's like, all right,
Right.
cool.
I
I'll keep doing this over
understand.
here while you making me
Yeah.
wait. I'll wait. But it's like,
Yeah, because it's like regardless of what that girl does
Yeah.
or whatever, I've
Ah.
always convinced myself, be like, oh yeah, I would never be with you long term. You
Yeah.
don't do what I want you to do.
Yeah.
I need you do what this other thing I want you to do.
yeah, because it's
Suck
like,
and duck.
and a guy will wife a girl that he slept with on the first date. Like that whole myth
Right.
about the whole
Yeah.
myth about, oh man,
Right.
she slept with me. Like girls be like, I don't want to sleep with him too fast because that means he won't respect me. That's not no true
Nah.
shit,
Yeah,
really.
no, I don't believe that. I mean, I've had different things with like different relationships I've had where I waited for a while and then we were together for a long time. And then there were also times where I didn't wait and I was also with them for a really long time. I just think it's the chemistry
Mhm.
between the people. And obviously, I'm not going to deny that. Like, if there's something really special, like, yeah, I'm just going to go with it. I'm not going to be so uptight, even though I say I am traditional, but I'm traditional in like other ways. Like I want in the beginning, and this has nothing to do really with the sex, but I want them to like take me out and get to know me. And it doesn't have to be about spending money.
Mhm.
Like it could just be like going to a park or going on a hike or just something that you could really get to know me. And
I was gonna say, are things
So sweet.
communicated? because a lot of times, like in
Well,
dating,
it's hard to communicate with someone that you don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, be like, hi, I'm Brittany, and this is I want this, and this. He'll
No.
be like, peace.
not in a
See
sense
ya.
of just like, because back in the day, like you had to talk on the phone.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I still talk on the phone.
And I agree with you. I'm a phone person also.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's kind of a lost art in getting to know somebody before you even go on a date.
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
lot of times you talk on the phone a few times, even for like a few hours,
Mm-hmm.
and then you finally go on a date. So if it, like let's say she likes a guy, she says she likes a guy that orders for her. If I talk to you a few hours on the phone, I probably know what you like to eat, so I'm gonna take you to a restaurant that I probably know you like, and then now I can order for you.
That's real.
I don't want to order for somebody if I'm just like, yo, let's link up and go somewhere to eat.
Right.
And then she's like, I'm allergic to that. I'm like, oh fuck.
But
Now you know what I'm
what?
saying?
No,
Right,
Keena,
right.
you're right. But you know what it is? You talk about this air. Like we live in instant gratification. So
True.
like we want everything in like whatever 1
It's a
minute,
microwave.
15 seconds.
Microwave
know.
society
You know what I mean?
right now.
So to actually get to know you, what I need to get to know you for, I read your bio.
Yeah.
So if
Right.
you didn't put you like mushrooms on your pizza, you know what I mean? Like how am
Yeah.
I supposed to know? We
But
never
it-
have that time.
But so what do you think about people who don't? So I don't like to exchange any kind of social media with someone when I first meet them. If I meet
that's
somebody,
interesting.
Really?
oh
Huh.
yes,
That's number
yes.
one nowadays.
Yeah, this is a female thing, I think, because guys, it's just here's my.
I mean,
you know,
don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. I'll look up someone to make sure they're not going to kill me.
Stop.
Right, of course,
But-
I'm
right.
gonna look
I'm-
you up, but I'm not giving you.
But
mine.
I'm not
It's not fair.
like all the previous people that I had dated.
Uh-huh.
It was never about, oh, what's your Facebook or what's your Instagram. I don't want to do that.
That's
I
interesting.
want to get to know you,
You know
like
what?
from me.
That's interesting because on social media, that's an image of you.
I
You know?
I know that's not me. You look at my Instagram account and it's like, oh wow, who's
That's
this
only-
girl?
that's
And then
only
you
one
see me in
aspect of me.
person and you're like, oh,
Yeah, that's one
She's a dork.
aspect of me.
Not
You know
just
what
one
I mean?
aspect. That's the best. That's the highlight reel.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the
That it is.
that's the best of what you do.
What's
You're
being 1
always
minute.
happy on
Right.
social media. You're never showing your downtime.
right,
So
exactly. And that's why it poses such a problem
Mhm.
to date because
True.
people have these fantasies. They see their pictures and what they're doing, so they start creating this stuff in their head,
That's
Yeah.
facts.
and it's not
real.
real. It's not true.
I've done that before. I've
Yeah.
literally created a whole personality for a chick. Went out with her and she was trash because of social media. I was like, oh, she probably like this and this and
Right.
this. And I met her. She couldn't even put a good sentence together. And I was just like, shit. You
Is
know.
it-
That's rough.
So
So
is it-
so I agree. I agree with that 100%. I
Mhm.
think that's we live in such a microwave type of era of society.
Right.
When it comes to dating, especially, you know, like I always say this, like I have friends that be on Tinder and they be like, "That's dating in LA is so hard. And you don't know these dating apps." A lot of these dating apps literally started because of sex.
Yeah.
Tinder was a sex
oh,
app.
of course.
It was like you go in there, you swipe to smash so you can fuck somebody. And
It's-
people,
isn't it still is?
I thought it still is.
it kind of is, but people are getting in relationships off Tinder.
Yo,
yeah,
So-
people are getting married.
Yeah, people
Yo,
get married off Tinder.
my
Real shit.
coworker met some girl on Tinder 4 months later, had a baby. She got her pregnant, and then they're in Texas right now. It's been like 3 years.
But that's the thing.
Huh.
It was
Thought it took 9.
specifically to like swipe and smash.
Swipe and
Right.
smash.
So it was like now people are going like, let's go on dates, and people are like dates, like especially from a dude's perspective, like it's
I just don't know why is that being lost though of going on a date. I don't understand why no one wants to take me on a date. And again, it's not about the money.
Mhm.
It's just, can we go somewhere out where you can get to know me?
Well, young
if-
men are big. Sorry, go ahead, Keenan. Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say it all depends. If like I remember I said before about the category. If he doesn't have you in a category to where he wants to see you as
yeah,
a
exactly.
potential,
That's right.
he might be looking at you like, oh, I'm trying to fuck, and then all of a sudden you like, let's go on a date. He's like, go on a date. I've been that dude. She'd be like, let's go out somewhere. Let's go out to dinner. I'm like, dinner? I gotta pay $70 for a meal?
Talking about
I'm just trying to
practice.
fuck.
Talking about practice.
You know, my practice.
That's how he came off.
It's very rare, I feel like nowadays, to meet somebody that genuinely wants to get to know you, take you out, and that you have like a genuine connection with, that
Mm.
that you look at them like a person and you see them for who they are.
This
It's
goes
very
back to
rare that happens. But when it does, I feel like that's it. Like, I need to hold on.
Well, I think that goes back to Keenan's thing with the air, right? Young men aren't being like taught, are being shown like, oh, you can open the door for a girl, or you can
Yeah.
take her out to dinner, or you can just have a conversation with her. it's literally being taught like in 1 minute what you should do with getting to know a person in 1 minute.
Right.
Like smash and dash. It doesn't work like. I mean, it's not like it doesn't work like that because there is like successful cases. But for your case, young men aren't being taught that. They're not they're not being able to be like what television show? And I hate that like you shouldn't go to TV, but TV is another form of propaganda. What television show do you see a young man? You know, we're minorities, Latino and Black. Like, when do you see a young minority young man open up the door for a girl, take her on a date, get to know her, they happily get married, they have kids, and the rest is history? What television show?
Well, also too is you got to realize there's so many different aspects. And that can probably be a whole different show. But you got to realize this is the era that we're dating right now is the fatherless generation.
Oh my goodness!
So when you don't have a father showing you how to like court somebody,
that's true.
Or whatever, if that's what you feel, or even just to show you how to treat a woman, right? We're not. How many successful relationships have we seen growing up? Whether it's our parents, our aunts and uncles, our grandparents, and stuff like that. So nowadays, everything we see on TV, everything we listen to on music, is like it's all about fucking.
Right.
It's all about trying to get it in. And in this particular era, I had like as a dude, the apps have now made it to where we have the option too. Like before, it was like women had the option to like turn down men and stuff like that.
Right.
And but in this particular era, like since you're on social media, I can swipe right on everybody.
Right.
And now I got the option to be like, nah, or she down to smash. She likes me. She actually wants me to take her on a date, but I don't really want to take her on a date. I'm just trying to get some ass out here.
Right.
So I'm gonna just not fuck with her and go with the girl that wants me to fuck. I have the option to do that now.
I just don't understand why people don't want to settle down though. Especially like in their 30s, like my friend, that guy that she was going out with, he was 37 and he talked up a big game about like settling down and all of this stuff. And
niggas are such
oh man, they're so scumbags,
yeah,
man.
she fed into it because, and I even said to her, I was like, you know what, he's at a good age. Maybe this might be a serious relationship for you because it's very hard. Like I've tried dating older because I think like, oh, maybe that guy will take me seriously and he'll want to settle down with me because I'm at a point in my life where I do want to settle down. I don't want to date anymore, and I don't want to have random sex.
At the same time, he probably just got out of a relationship that he just wants to have fun in too.
Boom.
Yeah. So he might
have got out of a marriage. He's older. Yeah. He found himself a little young piece. He's trying to find himself a young freak.
Yeah.
That's how some older dudes look at it. Yeah. They look at it like if they 40 years old dating somebody in their 20s.
Right.
They're not looking at I want to be in a relationship with you. They're like, yo, I got me a young bad one.
Because I know your mind is, or I assume your mind is not where I want it to be anyway.
Exactly. Exactly. And so an older dude, he might be even trying to train you a certain way or whatever the case may be.
They're also very stuck in their ways.
He doesn't want a 40-year-old's mind. He gonna be Mr. Old Geezer. He gonna do what he gonna do.
Especially an older man he doesn't have to worry about a young girl or a new girl questioning him. You know what I mean? You're new. This is new, so I don't have to deal with these kind of like outwardly like pressures or whatnot.
A 35-year-old woman's gonna be like, I see your bullshit.
Right.
A 20-something-year-old don't know bullshit yet.
My friend is 35. She's 35 and he was 37. And she was like, she just got, I hate to say it, but she like got sucked in. Like she got manipulated. And I did too because I was like, I was feeling good vibes from this guy because I hung out with him. And I was like, I think maybe he might be the one.
Well, let me tell you something, bro. We, as men, we kind of have to put that fake up, especially from back in the day, to get what we want. So a lot of dudes are good at manipulating because they've had to manipulate to either get sex or to get women's attention. You know what I'm saying?
But if you treat a woman good, she'll give you the fucking world.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah, and she'll give you all the sex that you want, or at least I'd assume so.
In theory.
You know? Yeah.
I
don't understand how people like I've met people, both men and women, that don't want to engage in sex as much, and I'm just
in a relationship, you mean, or just like in general?
Or you mean prior to
like
getting married?
I've spoken to people who have been like, oh yeah, like I sleep with my significant other who they live with, maybe once a week.
Whoa,
once every 2 weeks.
whoa. Let me
And
get
I
a-
was like,
That's insane.
I think
Let me get a
there's
full
something
timeout.
wrong in your relationship because you live together. It should be every day.
Well,
every
Well,
fucking day.
I-
A few times a day.
I've asked friends this, and when kids
crazy.
come into play, that changes everything.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay, but these people don't have kids.
And then now it's scheduling comes into play. So if scheduling
Yeah.
is different, but if scheduling is
no,
on
you
par,
gotta make time.
It's
You gotta
gotta be-
make time for your relationship because that's when it
I
doesn't
agree.
work.
I agree with you because I
Sex
would.
is a
I'm a
stress
petty.
reliever.
I'm a petty motherfucker.
Yeah.
I would leave you if I ain't getting. I'm out of there.
I'm the same way too.
I'm not getting no box.
I've dated men who were like, "Oh no, I'm so tired. Fuck no.
No, you're never tired.
No.
No, never tired.
My thing is just if I'm tired. All right, you got to do the majority of the work tonight, but let's get it in.
Right.
But I'm not going to just deny it. I'm like, all right,
You're on call. You're on work. You're on
you
call
gonna work
tonight.
tonight. I'm just, but I'm gonna help. I'm gonna assist, but I'm not going to deny you.
I've never
It's,
been.
it's your night.
I've never
tonight.
been
Just
tired.
Be the star player.
Exactly. Take over the team tonight. All right. But I
I've never
need you
been
to be-
tired. A
I need you to
game
be
is
the
only
boss.
45
Take over the
minutes.
I feel like the
Facts.
only excuse for not having sex with your significant other and you're around them is
Period.
Like,
That's it.
Fuck no.
Don't.
Oh my goodness.
Put a
Who
towel down.
are you?
Put a towel down.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, there we
I'm
go.
real. Put a towel down.
No, it's if you're like
Baker.
with the
She agreed.
flu, violently ill on your deathbed.
But you can still get head.
No, I mean, I know
I
what
get
you're
what you're
saying.
saying.
And
Yeah.
B's an asshole.
Yeah.
But in the sense of like,
your
yeah,
mouth
but
ain't
like
sick.
in the sense of like, you said about on your period, she said put a towel down. I was like, yeah, she understands. Like, all right, one, if it's not, if you got a girl that doesn't have a heavy flow, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
She knows
'Cause
her flow.
Yeah, I know there
Ugh.
are women who are like, I cannot. It'll look like a murder scene.
Right, and I
But-
get that.
I don't relate.
Yeah, so if that's not the case for you, or you have a girl that's like, yo, I know I can't tonight, but I got you. Hey, it's like,
Right.
hey man, this is what nature falls. I'm sorry that you
Teamwork.
gotta have this monthly thing, but
Makes the dream work.
yeah.
No, well,
Yeah.
so are you saying like she doesn't have to do all the other stuff like actual penetration and what you just like I'm gonna take care of you.
Well, yeah. If she, no, to me, it's like it depends. Some girls do. They got other holes. You know, they do anal, so they'll be like,
okay.
all right, they'll do that.
Oh,
Or
I
they'll
wouldn't even
do-
think about
No,
that. Hold
I
on.
wasn't
I-
thinking
I-
about that.
I'm not
I'm
saying,
glad we opened that Pandora's box.
No,
I don't
I'm not.
fuck
I'm
with
not.
that
I'm not. I'm
side.
not. I'm not a fan of that either. But I'm saying there's some girls that are
Forgot
like
about that
they're on that champion side where it's
Oh.
like
Champion
have-
side.
Listen, I have girlfriends who are like, you have to do it. You have to try. I'm like, no, I don't want to.
Champion side.
some girls won't even let you have sex with them. They'll do this, like you got to.
Yes.
They'll do anal first
I
and give
know.
head
I
first.
have girlfriends like that.
Yeah, it's
I
Are
don't
they, are they
know.
are
They
they doing
love
that
it.
on the first date?
What's their name, mommy? What's their name?
One of them's getting married.
because she gave that anal up. Hey.
Trabajo.
Some dudes out there, they in that whole aspect of like, you know, like I don't care for anal like that. I don't care to do it. But if she's like, yo, do it, I'm down. But like, there's some dudes out there that are just like, yo, my girl's gotta do anal. I'm just like, bruh, like it's
I
See?
think, if I'm
He's
with
an inspiring
somebody,
porn star.
well, oh no, he watches a lot of porn, I
Yeah,
think.
something in that.
Yeah, I
No.
agree.
It's the whole thing
But
about-
I think if you're with someone for a long time and they have like something that they really want to do and you may not be into it, I do think for your partner, someone that you've been with for a while,
Right.
you should maybe be open to trying something new. I'm not saying I'm going to do that every single time, and I've never done that. But if I was with someone that I truly loved and they wanted to try it, I guess
So,
maybe I would.
How
be
far are
open
you
to it.
willing to go then? Because I see you're very open minded.
My
So
teabag.
let's go back to the dating in a way. Let's say you're in a relationship for a long time. You said
Oh, yeah.
So would you be open to a third person coming in for?
He's asking, would you have a
You
train
know
or a
what?
threesome?
I don't.
There's a difference.
No, I don't.
Chew,
I'm not
chew.
really. I'm not really into that. And where is this gonna be on right now? Because I'm just about to talk about.
It's going to be
a lot of-
iTunes.
iTunes.
Yeah.
iTunes.
It's iTunes.
Maybe iHeart.
So maybe I should tell you guys when we stop.
Okay.
recording.
Good. No worries. No worries.
Okay.
But no, I'm not. I don't want to do that. Me personally, I don't think it's fun.
For you. It's
Yeah.
gonna be fun for him, definitely. But like,
no.
go ahead.
So let's stick on here. So on this topic.
There you go, Huckleberry.
So you said it's going to be. You don't think it's fun?
What are you talking about? You talking about two girls and a guy, or two guys
Like
and a
no,
girl?
would you like allow another female to come in?
You know what? Honestly, really, I wouldn't care if I was with somebody and we had a third person and she gave him a blowjob. I don't want him to have sex with her.
So
It's too
basically,
intimate, huh?
after that's done, she has to just sit there or leave the room.
She's gonna sit on the couch
because
and watch
it's
the
never
show.
because the thing is, the girl is never really into the other girl. It's always about.
Oh,
guy.
I think that's the opposite. I think it's normally the girl's into the girl,
Yeah.
not really into the guy.
No.
Oh, okay. You must know something. That okay.
Okay,
Holla.
you let us in on that. I mean,
She's like that's off the air.
Yeah.
But
Off the air?
But here's the thing: from friends
Okay.
that I know that had threesomes, right? They normally say it's normally the opposite. Normally, it's two girls that are into each other, and he's like,
That's the way it should be because
Right.
then all parties have fun.
yeah,
But it never really works out that way. I feel like that's like a fantasy pipe dream that
that's a
it
fantasy
never
on
really,
top of a fantasy.
yeah, it
Yeah.
never really works out
because
that right way. I've my last serious relationship that I was in, him and I were looking for a third girl for a long time because I was open to that. And then we just never met. To be honest, we had a very healthy relationship, and it would have been interesting to try that.
You
but
didn't try adult friend finder?
I don't know if there was such thing.
What happened?
The only thing that
Stupid.
was around during that time, because the last time I was in a serious relationship was a long time ago, years ago. But we were looking at like Craigslist.
How long was that relationship?
2 years.
And that came up at the 2-year mark or
No.
1.5?
So in my 20s, I was a little cray. And I would
Cray.
make it clear in the beginning that I was open to that. And, if that's something that they wanted to do. And in the beginning.
This is during the dating process.
Yeah, it was. I feel like it was pretty early on. I was
Or it's
open.
like when,
Because I was curious. I was very curious when I was in my 20s. And so I wanted to experience certain things. And if I was with someone, I'd be like, hey, like, I'm open to this if you want to do it. And they always were like, no, I just want to be with you. And I'm like, okay, well, if it happens. And then it's crazy because those are those people that I was so open to, like, let's go try something. Let's go to like one of those swinger places or whatever.
Jesus Christ.
They were the ones who ended up wanting to cheat. And I was just like, dude,
Wait,
why would you cheat on me?
And I'll
like,
give you the
I'm
option.
I'm a
Get
pretty
you
cool
open the
Letting you
door.
cheat in front of
Hey,
me.
I'm gonna say some shit, and I was one of those stupid niggas that said that. And I said that, but I said it when I was 16.
I remember. I was
Yeah,
so
you remember
hot.
that? Yeah, I was 16 years old, and I was dating this girl, the first girl I lost my virginity to. The girl I lost my virginity to, and she came up was like, "Yo, I used to kind of be like, well, I was kind of like bisexual. You want to try something with another chick?" And I said some dumb shit like, I'm selfish. I just want to be with you. And I remember talking to them about it a week later. And like, you stupid nigga. Then I was
We
like,
were
hey,
walking.
I was like,
and
hey, let's try. She's like, you know what? I am gonna be. I want to be selfish with you, and I just ruined it. Never had a threesome since.
I'll
in a
tell you.
sense, but why? What she said? Just real quick.
No, go ahead.
What's going on psychologically with a man if she's giving you the option to bring in somebody
Third
and then
party.
you don't do it and then they end up cheating or cheat?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, that person, I feel like I was his first serious relationship. I had 2 serious relationships before him. And so I didn't blame him. It hurt because I really thought, we never fought ever. Not even to the last day.
Wow.
And
What's that about?
it wasn't the right time, to be together. It was nice for what it was, and I learned a lot from that relationship, but he needed to date other people. He needed to experience other women, as much as it hurt me, and it hurt me really bad. But I knew he was too young, and he needed to.
So
I don't
he was
get-
younger than you.
Yeah, he was like a year or 2 years
That-
younger than me.
That doesn't give an excuse for why he had a threesome first.
Right.
And then
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Like, I don't.
To be honest, I think he was
Doesn't make sense.
shocked. A lot of men, when I was in my 20s, that I would share that with my significant others, they would be kind of shocked and like taken back, and were like, "No, I just
Here's
I
the
wanna
thing.
be with
It's
you."
it's almost like a too good to be true type of thing, and you automatically think.
I
is-
don't say
is
it
she-
just once. I
Yeah.
bring it up throughout the
I-
relationship, and they still.
But-
It's always
but
no.
see, the man's brain would be thinking like, is she like just is she a hoe? No, like, and I don't know.
Yeah.
That like,
Okay, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
like-
no,
but
because
no,
I
but-
was always honest about
No,
how
no,
many
no,
people
in
I
his-
was
in his head,
with.
yeah.
but I'm saying like
His
that's
head.
what the men would
Mm.
think. Like,
Yeah.
is she just so about sex? Like, just because we
Well,
like,
yeah.
wow.
Some guys might be
I mean,
intimidated. You
well-
might be running into
We-
guys that might be intimidated. And
Yeah.
another question I want to ask you: are these men black? Because I don't see a black dude doing this.
They were all races. Every single one
Okay,
of them.
different.
Oh,
I
different.
think say
Yeah.
all races. I was like all races. I was like,
They all-
Oh no!
different
So I've-
ethnicities.
I've-
ethnicities,
Yeah, I've dated many different ethnicities, and all of
Okay.
them. I don't want to say they're all the same, but they
Mm-hmm.
same thing. Like they weren't into it.
So let me ask you this then: dating, when it comes to dating, being hard in LA or New York. I mean, we kind of got past that, but
Right.
just being dating hard, right?
Yeah.
Do you think? Because I'm always about like, is there something about you maybe?
Yeah.
Are you
trust me.
are you
I
dating
thought
are you
that-
dating the same type of dudes and expecting different results?
No. So I've changed. Like I feel like there was some point in my life, and I feel like it's the same for men and for women. You kind of have like a checklist of what you want, who you
Yeah.
think you're gonna end up with,
Mhm.
and you're not gonna date somebody unless they have all of those checks. And I feel like now, because I'm older
Uh-huh.
and just a little bit more different, I catch when it's just not the right person, and I'm the one who always says, I'm sorry, like I don't think this is a match, and I don't want to move forward. I know this sounds like silly, but I mean, I've been praying for years and years and years just for like the right person
Aw.
to come along. And I think when you put that out there and like you really manifest, and that's something that you truly do want, I really do believe that'll come back to you.
Aw.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a
Teardrop.
question I would like to know.
Yeah.
So based off all of your relationships, were you on the one to break up side, or you were broken up with?
So the serious relationships, I had 3 serious relationships. The first one was a high school love. I ended things with him because he was violent,
Oh,
and
shit.
it was
Oh.
very aggressive, and I really like questioned my life at that point.
Well, that's not good.
Being with him, yeah, and it wasn't healthy at all. He always was cheating, but he would say that I was the one who was cheating, and I was so faithful to him. And then the second relationship, it didn't work because it was a jealousy thing. Like he couldn't handle me doing well with my career or
Oh,
anything,
God.
and he wasn't even in the same industry, and he just couldn't take it anymore. We never slept together. It was like,
Was it one of those dudes where it's like, I know when you
It
get
was
on, you're
weird.
gonna leave me. When you become this big star, you're gonna leave me.
yeah,
He's-
I think he was an opportunist because he left when things went down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
and when he could never hold a job. I basically supported him almost like the 2 years I was with him.
Mm.
And then when
That was real smooth, Keenan.
times got tough, then
That's-
then he left.
Yeah.
And then the third guy, wait, what was the question? I forgot what we were even talking. about.
The ratio of being broken up with or you
Oh,
breaking up.
Yeah.
with.
Yeah, it was mutual because I found out that he was like trying to be with other women,
Mhm.
and it
How
was just
how
time
long
to
did you
break
stay
up.
with him after finding?
It was like a month or 2 weeks. So I said I forgave him.
Okay.
And what happened was we were at dinner, and he had his phone on the table, and like this girl's he got a text message from some girl, and I didn't recognize her name, and we lived together.
Oh,
So I was like, who is this girl? I didn't think anything of it.
that's
I
not how
was
you.
like,
That's not how you said it. You probably said, "Who is that bitch?"
Oh no, I didn't. No, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything to him. I was just like, I didn't. Honestly, I'm a very trusting person because I believe that if someone wants to be with me, I'm like their number one. I have to be their number one because they're number one in my eyes. So I don't want to be with anybody else. I just want to be with them, and I think they believe the same thing. But I was like, let me just see how he reacts when he sees the text message because I'm kind of big on, you know, behavior. Yeah. And so when he saw it much later, he like looked at his phone and immediately put it in his pocket. And I just knew, and I had been feeling it for a while, like something was up. And he didn't know that I knew that. He didn't know that I even knew that there was a text message on his phone. So when we got home, when he was in the shower, and I'm not one to ever pry into anybody's things, but we lived together, and I was like, "This is my home."
I'm not one to do it.
This is my home.
To do it.
Yeah, because when I
Motherfucker.
and when I looked at the text message, she said something like, "You were the best I ever had," or like something like that, and then I knew. And then when he came out, I stayed calm and cool the whole time, and I just asked him. I was like, "You know, is there anything you want to share with me, that you want to tell me?" And then he was like, "No," because that was a little too vague.
And then, in a calm manner like that.
Very calm. I don't raise my voice, and I don't
You have some patience.
Yeah, I'm very patient. And so he was like, I was like, you know, is there another girl? And he was like, "No, I swear to you, I swear." And I was like, honestly, I saw something, and I know there is someone. And then he told me about this other girl.
But not this one.
Not the one that I knew. And then I said to him, I was like, "Well, that's not who I was talking about." And then he mentioned another girl and another girl. And he never knew the girl I was talking to.
Rookie, nigga.
Yeah.
Rookie.
And
Straight out the high school.
Right. And that's
He didn't go to college.
No.
And that's no, he did.
No, wait a second. It's a
sports
reference.
But yeah, and then I said to him, like, I was really hurt, and I was like, but I care about you, and like, you know, we'll work through this. But he wasn't treating me nice. When that switch happened, where I felt like something was wrong in the relationship, when he first started probably sneaking around, he started treating me really bad. He was so mean to me. And I said to him, I was like, you know, I want to work on this, but like, you got to treat me better. And then 2 weeks later, it was my birthday. And I remember when I woke up in the morning, he didn't get me anything, not a card. And I was like, I was really upset. And he was like, "All right, I'm going to go." And he was like, that he was going to hang out with his improv friends. And
He's a white guy?
no, Hispanic.
You want him to be something.
No, because when she said improv guy, that's some white guy shit.
Yeah.
That is.
And I was like, "Are we not doing anything for my birthday?" Like, and then he was like, "I want to hang out with my friends." And I was like, "Listen, I told you." I was like, I said, you know, you needed to treat me better, or otherwise, like, we can't be together. And he's like, "Well, I guess we're not going to be together."
So what he did was he didn't have the balls to break up with you. He wanted you to break up with him.
That's
It's the
exactly
Well,
pre-quiz.
it was mutual.
Oh,
No,
And
I'm
then-
saying from his
because-
end, he was trying to get you to
yeah.
pull the trigger mostly.
Yeah.
So then I told him, like, I wanted him to move out, and
Gonna go hang out with Brad.
And then, and when I said that, then all of a sudden he was like, "I made a mistake. I want to be with you, but I know better." And I was like, "No."
Wait,
it's
what the
just-
fuck was he
it's
thinking when he
over."
said we ain't gonna be together? And you know, okay, it's cool that we don't have to be together and we can break up. He gonna be to stay there still? Like what the?
Yeah, he wouldn't leave. I actually had to call my dad, and my dad had to call him and be like, "Listen, she's not comfortable with you there," because he was doing also a lot of other things. Like, he was like talking to women. Like, it was a studio apartment, and I was just like, you're disrespecting me. Like, you have
In
no
the same
respect
room.
for me in the same room. And I was like, "I don't want you in here. Like, you like go somewhere else. You know, I don't, if you're going to behave that way." And he was still talking to girls like on my computer. And
This nigga,
He's ruthless.
the balls of
yeah,
this dude.
Yeah, and then when he went to leave, then, you know, he was
I was
like,
gonna
"I made a
say,
big
I was gonna
mistake."
say, in a sense, for you,
Yeah.
Like, what made him think he can do that? Because I feel like at that point,
I was too nice. That's what it is. I'm too nice, and
I know a guy.
I'm very
has that changed?
giving.
and
You know, a little bit. It's so hard. I'm such a lover, and when when I feel like I'm falling for someone, I want to give them the world. I just want them to feel like as good as I feel, and I know my father's always like, you know, you can't. You need to just slow down because they're gonna walk all over you.
Yeah, I was gonna say that
you can't trust people.
Guys see somebody like the way you're describing how you are, and some guys might be licking their chops at that. Like, I can take advantage of the situations with her because she's so nice and forgiving. Because so they can get away with certain things for a while at least. And it's fucked up because, like you say, you're just like a genuinely nice person. You kind of just like, why would you do that to a nice person? There's a lot of guys that are pieces of shit, so they prey on nice women to be a piece of shit to and take advantage of.
Right.
So it's not telling you to be like to be meaner, but it's like it's one of those things
it's my fault too. I should have put my foot down and like when he would say something mean, call him out
absolutely
on it instead of just I don't like confrontation and I don't like to argue. I just obviously I'll talk about something that's bothering me because I think it's important to communicate. But I don't ever want someone to feel uncomfortable or feel angry or any of those feelings because I don't like the way that feels. If I ever get upset, I like try and keep my cool all the time.
I want to play a quick game right quick.
Uh-oh.
This is improv.
Improv, yeah.
I'm
with Brad.
So if we did wed, dead, or have sex with these type of men,
Okay.
3 type of men.
Marry, kill, fuck. Why you just?
Huh? Yeah, I just.
You want to make it your own thing? Marry, kill, fuck, wed, dead, or okay, go ahead.
All right. So you got the mama boy. We have the cheater, and we have the. There's one more. I gotta get one good one. The asker. Now let me explain what the asker is. And this has come from a list of 15 types of men that women cannot stand.
Okay.
Yeah, so we said the cheater, the asker, and the mama's boy. The asker is the person is, can I kiss you? Can we have sex?
That nigga's needed now. In this day and age, yes, that's what has to happen.
Oh yeah, I think that's all.
So,
right?
All right, no, let her pick that.
So I would marry the asker. The mama's boy would have sex with.
Okay.
And then the cheater.
Had to-
Oh no! You know what?
Don't
Oh,
Cheater's
wait a minute.
probably really good.
You know what's funny?
Oh,
she had as nice as she is, she has edge to her.
Oh, Brittany? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
She might come across as this sweet, innocent talk.
Yeah.
No, there's edge.
Oh,
and
no.
probably a lot of edge. You probably just got to get to know her.
Right.
But there's edge in there.
Oh yeah. She was open to the train. Oh yeah.
You said the train and threesome is different, nigga. Train is 2 dudes.
It's in my mind, Keenan. It's in my mind, Keenan. It's in my mind,
But
brother.
we should ask her. I mean, the asker is necessary now in this day and age.
Oh yeah.
Well, I've had like really awful things happen, like with men that I gave no indication that that's what I wanted. Like I was telling this story to a girlfriend of mine. She had like some abuse happen with her cousin's husband, and she's telling her family this Thanksgiving weekend, and she doesn't want him anymore to come to any of the family things because she it's like coming up. It's like PTSD where it like hits you like years later. And I was talking about like things that had happened to me. And, when I was in college, I remember this one guy, I went back to his place. It was like a Halloween party, and I was in lingerie because you have to wear the skimpiest freaking stuff on Halloween because it's
It
the
could
slut
be
day.
the Marshmallow Man on Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking that when I was like 20 years old. I was like, I'm going to be this sexy lingerie girl. So I went back to this guy's dorm, and we were just making out, and I thought that's all we were gonna do because I had to leave. I had to actually go back to my parents' house because my siblings were left home alone, and one was a baby at the time, and I didn't want them to be home alone. So we're making out, and I don't know how he did it, but I mean, it was in a second. He like pulled my panties over and immediately like put himself inside me. And I remember pushing him off me, and I like yelled at him, and I was like, I never said that was okay. And then he's like, oh, I'm sorry, whatever. And it's like, that was so fucked up. I mean, I left, but yeah, women deal with things like that. And that's happened a bunch of times where it's like, or the guy is like nagging. And
About
I'm
like
a
having
very,
sex?
yeah, and I'm a
Oh, wow.
very sexual person. Like if I like someone, no, we're going to be like freaking bunny rabbits and like gone for days. But if I'm not really into the person, like please respect that I don't want to sleep with you. And they'll push and push. And when I was younger, I would just give in. I'd be like, fine.
Oh,
and
damn.
just take it.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know. I shouldn't have done that. I mean, I
You learn. Yeah, it's experience.
right.
Yeah.
But
It's rough out here in these
I
streets.
was gonna say, I wonder
that's
how
why
many
I
women done that before. Like, just said, "Fuck it." She can't be the only one.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
when I was talking to my friend about her thing, and we were saying about how with this Me Too movement, how they started doing the He Too movement, and it's like, honestly, like for a woman, how many times I can't even count how many times I've been abused, both in the industry or by like a guy. I remember one time, this guy, I don't know if he put something in my drink or what, but I was puking my brains out, and he was like trying to like take my clothes off and like do stuff with me. That happened with two different guys, where one, I know I drank too much. I was drinking wine, and then he was like, let's do some tequila shots. I was like, yeah. And then, and then he was like, while I'm throwing up, he was like
Trying to slide it in.
humping me from behind.
That's really.
And I was like, stop. Like, what's
What the
wrong with
fuck?
you?
That's so.
Yeah.
This is New York. This is New York.
That was in New York. The other guy that was trying to make out with me, and then I told him to please leave because I couldn't stop throwing up. He was like, no, I'm going to stay with you. I'm going to stay with you. He was like putting the moves on me too. And I was like, I
Putting
don't
the moves
feel-
on.
I
You know how
don't
funny this
feel
is?
well. Yeah. I couldn't believe I was like, I'm throwing up. And then he was like trying to grab my face and like kiss me. And I was like, you are disgusting. Why? I vomited. Like, it's like
On-
acid in my mouth.
Was he drunk too? He had to be drunk too. And he, because once you,
I don't know.
if you
I
drunk,
don't-
if you,
I know what porn he watches for sure.
yeah, that's.
Wait a
Two
minute.
girls,
Well,
one
There's
the
a
cup.
funny,
category
the
for
funny
that?
thing is,
Oh, yeah, I'm
we
sure
only
there is.
had, or so I thought,
I know
we only
exactly.
had like 2 drinks over the course of like 4 hours.
Oh, you're saying so you
I
think he
don't-
slipped something
I
and,
think he did.
and tried to take advantage?
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
you know what's
Yeah.
funny? Yo, I've heard from a lot of girls or dudes that the guys will be friends with.
I know that
like
happened to a girlfriend of mine.
Like Keenan, you know my ex,
Mhm, yeah.
where she was friends with this one dude, slipped a drink in, she woke up, and then her panties were ripped off,
That's
bras
what
ripped
happened to
off.
my
She was like, I remember
girlfriend.
just being in the elevator with him, and then next moment she found out 3 months later she was pregnant. He was like, "Oh, you're
Oh,
gonna abort it?" Yeah, like it's like
Fuck.
that happens a lot, man.
Yeah.
I know a
See,
couple of
that-
girls.
see,
that happened to a friend of mine last year, and I told her, I was like, you need to speak up. She's like, yeah, but I'm friends with these guys. I was like, they're not your friends.
Nah,
They raped you. That's
That's
what
a-
they did. They
yeah, that's-
raped you.
that's some wild stuff.
But see, that's the tough thing about dating. Like, it's almost better or safer to find a referral.
That's such a
I mean,
good
isn't
line.
she-
I'm not
she-
laughing,
well,
but it's
Isn't
like,
she just said it was friends?
Yeah, no, I know. in
Yeah,
that
it
situation,
usually
but-
happens with friends. A lot of the people who have abused me were always close friends.
Wow.
They know you. They
Yeah.
feel like they can take it. They can.
Right.
You know
Oh,
what I mean?
that's
yeah.
wild.
Yeah. It's so crazy.
That's wild.
So it's like,
Yeah. I just think like there are predators, men and women, and you just have to be careful. You know, I mean, there's disgusting women out there, and I'm not going to say disgusting in the sense that they're raping
Where?
tons of men, but they do other disgusting things, like they're going to use you because they want something from you. And talking about like material things,
Mhm.
I think that's fucked up
Mm.
that women, just based on the car that you drive or what kind of watch you have or what your job title is, like that's the only reason why they want to be with you. Like that's just as wrong too. I don't think that that's okay. It sucks for both men and women right now dating.
Yeah,
Dating.
I think
Yo.
like I'm so glad to be in a relationship. Like it's one of those things like when you get in a relationship, you just like, whoo, thank God. I ain't gotta worry about no bullshit, no nothing. I don't spend that much money because I got my lady cool. We're not spending a whole bunch of bread, so it's just like we chilling. We do a lot of just chilling at the crib watching movies. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
Quality time.
Yeah.
Quality time.
but I feel like this day and age is like
That stuff is lost. Like quality time.
Yeah.
Like getting to know. Like
That's
going back to.
That's all I think I want from someone. I just want to go out and sit in a field with someone and just like look in their eyes and talk to them, get to know them.
So would you say out of the 5 love languages, that's your love language?
Oh,
like-
which one is it?
So then we have words of affirmation,
Uh-huh.
physical touch, receiving gifts, quality time, and acts of service.
Quality time is big, but physical touch is also really big. Not because I need it. Like, I don't need someone to have to constantly touch me, but I'm just like,
I do.
I like that public. I'm a very touchy-feely person. So I don't know. I guess I associate that with love too. But the quality
that's
time
that's
too.
the point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Strong.
If you don't have that quality time though, you can't do any of it. Yeah.
No, but you gonna make time though.
when
Well,
somebody
no,
because here's the thing with me, like, I would say mine is words of affirmation.
I think words of affirmation is really good too.
So check this out. So I'm a person like I'm a workaholic.
Mhm.
So but when it's time to come see you or when I'm free, I feel like I know we didn't spend any quality time, but I would hope that you would, have missed me.
Also,
Right.
like just saying like thank you, I miss you, I appreciate it. Like even a text and all that's very important.
Yeah, some sort of, that's what I'm saying. Like during that time I'm working and stuff like that. When you say, hey, you send me a picture or
Yo,
you
yeah,
know,
oh
or
yeah.
something like that. But
Show me a nipple.
we haven't. Well, no, I'm not talking.
Oh,
I'm talking about like a nice like hello. Handsome type of picture, like a little GIF or something,
Yeah.
meme or something. But what I'm saying is, we haven't spent any time because I've been working, you've been working, or whatever. The quality time is obviously not for me. I guess it's a priority, but it's not as much as you. So with that being said, when it's
But
time,
quality time can be for like that one day a week that you have with that person.
but I'm
you know?
for some people that's all they want. Like that's just like you said, all you want was, you said quality time or the physical touch.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be every day. When I'm with that person, I want to be with that person. I don't want to be on my phone. I want to just spend
But for some
time,
people,
yeah.
that's how they feel love. Like if you're spending time with me, that is the way you're showing your love. Like that's the way I receive it.
Then,
That's the way I.
Let me change my thing. I think the words of affirmation, because I think that that's even bigger than someone just like, touching me or even just sitting with me. I think if they see my value and they let me know it, that means more to me
Strong.
than those other ones. Yeah, those words of affirmation. That's probably me then too.
Okay. Yeah. I want to just. You got something, B?
No, I mean we did LA versus New York.
Kind of. We
kind of. We went on a tangent, but yeah. So we've reached the end of another episode of What's the Hook podcast. We want to thank our special guest Brittany Angela. Thank you
for having me.
No, thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
We'd like to thank you for
Applause.
coming.
Yeah.
No, you gave us a lot of insight on your dating life.
Is that the first time we clapped?
I think so.
I was gonna say added
Added applause,
effect.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
added. Tell our listeners where they can follow you.
Brittany at Brittany Angela.
How do you spell Angly, please?
Angley.
All right, we'll probably put it up there. edit it.
Brittany, Britt.
Is it Brittany or Brittany?
Brittany, technically.
Right?
Yeah, because it's double T-A-N-Y. But
thought-
everybody says Brittany because that's
Yeah, I always thought one T was silent.
no.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know it was two different Brittany.
Me
Brittany. I thought it was
neither.
all,
Me
I
neither,
thought it was
player.
all Brittany.
Mine's
need to
3
play.
syllables.
So wait, oh my gosh, I'm like, you said Brittany?
Brittany.
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 Probably should have done this before. Didn't know that.
Brittany.
You got anything coming up?
Yeah, anything coming
Brittany?
up? Anything
Brittany?
you're doing?
Yeah. Well, two projects. Well, I told you about that one, but I'm not going to talk about that one.
Yeah.
But so recently, I met an agent who, his mom's a producer. They're going to do this limited series on the Trail of Tears. And
Oh, the Native American.
yeah, and
Oh,
he
nice.
wants to bring me in to read for his mom because he was like, "You look perfect for this series." So,
Oh,
so we'll
strong.
see.
Super dope.
Yeah, I have an audition too today that I got to send in, for like some movie, but
Some
yeah.
movie.
It's always
some low,
audition.
you know.
Yeah.
Well, we wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks for being a guest. For Keenan, where can they follow you and what do you have next? What are you
Keenan
doing?
Baker on everything. Like I said, you can always follow me on Instagram and stuff like that. Keenan Baker. I post my comedy shows on there, so you know when to stop through, show some love. I'm a storyteller, so come through and get these stories, bruh.
Yeah, get these stories.
Easy
And
work.
for Huck, where can they follow you?
You can follow me at Fresh As Me, that's AZME1 on Instagram. I would say follow me on Facebook, but just don't do that. Just
Facebook is the whole thing. Then for myself, Blake Owisa, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook. You can Instagram Fee Hounds, the project I'm working on. Get at me. Join us for the next time, but make sure you subscribe to our podcast on iTunes. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And you have a topic you want us to talk about, leave a comment or email us. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time. What's the hook?
Hey.
D Block.